Morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're having a great Sunday morning. I am just off to the races. Man, I have been listening to and devouring the books of a person named Robert Moss, and I can't stop. I'm like listening to hours and hours. I actually want to take his training because it's opening so many doors and synchronicities to some of the work that well I've been doing in the past. Like he talks about dreams and not just sleeping dreams but waking dreams and seeing synchronicities and using the imagination in our real waking life, not real, manifest, I guess, concrete, like waking life as well as in the dream world. And he's like, oh, it's so fantastic and exciting. And it's a little bit like if you're kind of afraid of the things that you don't really understand, it can be challenging. But for me, I'm like, bring it on, baby. I used to write about my dreams all through my youth. Ever since I was like, and I don't mean dreams as far as like aspirations. I mean like when I was asleep and the symbolism and all the things that I could learn from my dreams and what they might be telling me about my present situation, seeing all the stuff kind of like show up in my dreamscape from my waking life and vice versa. And so I don't even know why I started doing that. So I started doing that when I was a teenager, sense making, of my life, and opening myself up to all of the lessons are that are all around us. We have all of the answers. So, and then, so anyway, kind of like I used to write, I have like books and books of my dreams that I would just write them down, but not really like, contemplate it in this particular way. It's just was expanding. But then I was introduced to a book I had on my shelf since like 2007, and I didn't realize it was one of Robert Moss's books. I was like, what the hell? And so, and it was just waiting for me, like a little gem, that I needed to discover and through all of my deep diving. And I found this one, and I brought it up to the surface to have a good look in the light. And so when I did that, it's like opened up further this whole new world. And so I'm weaving these ideas into my books because I'm actually at this point where I'm writing about a specific character named Kilo, who is the dreamwalker, dreamweaver, dream maker kind of like character. He's all about timelessness and patience and like blurring the lines between, existences and all of that, the imaginal realm. And so, and it's so cool that I come to this teacher in my life that he was sort of there waiting for me, like everything is, when we use the world as an oracle, when we can just, open up our awareness and our inner sight and to see, all the synchronicities and how things play together. And when we start doing that, things, like I said, start to make more sense. And the way is shown through our exploration. You don't have a map, you kind of make it as you go, you discover it as you beyonder. So it's been so fun. And so I'm just reading these books and I'm listening to everything I can. And I really want to take his training in all of the courses he's ever done because there's repetition, which is great because that actually becomes like something through repetition, like with a capital K, not like thinking, details or data, but I mean like a deep knowing, understanding, inner standing, I suppose, too. Um, but also like there's repetition, and so when you hear it again, you're like, okay, well that actually is makes sense to me now as it's not just a new idea, but it's a truth with a capital T. And it's not about convincing, it's about, getting used to the language and understanding it in a new way every time it's said in a deeper way. And so that's happening, but also every time I listen, I get a new insight or a new like word for my own vocabulary or a new um, notion or way of looking at something. And it's just like bam, bam, bam. I'm like, I'm up. It's ironic because it's about dreaming, but I'm sleeping less. But of course, we're dreaming all day anyway. And I don't just mean daydreams, it's all in the imaginal realm. Our whole existence is imagined, right? It's an interplay. and it's play. And so anyway, I'm doing that. Reading all these books and listening to all this stuff and really preparing myself to, I think I'm going to do this training to further deepen that, not just for my books and for my work with people, that I'm starting to incorporate dream work with my writing groups as well as my clients who come to me for deep wellness sessions, but also again my groups that I'm planning for January. But not just that, but also my own inner work and my own self illumination, which is like, it's all wrapped up in one beautiful package, one jewel that I plucked from that treasure chest that I had to dive for and not even had to. It's literally like, it's there, we just had to kind of like go through the experience of discovery, and but it's there. It's not difficult, when you just like you have eyes to see. So anyway, that's what I've been up to, and I hope that you're having an amazing morning. You have an amazing day, and talk soon.